this plant. The more you try to rid the desert of it, the more it spreads. It has no known predator. Early in '97, I was told that there was a traitor in my organization. But by the time I uncovered him, it was already too late. He'd been spirited away. I assume you and the Americans are still looking after him? The witness protection scheme, or whatever misnomer you give it? This man is the price of our cooperation.
That's not going to be possible. Why on earth do you think we would betray an old friend like that?
Because I'm your new friend. And am now more important to you than the old one.
अगर आप उन किताबों से अपना नाम हटा दो तो हो सकता है आपके ऊपर से शायद फतवा हट जाए and problem can be solved.
Cutting it a bit fine.
So, what's our illustrious author up to today then?
Tea with a friend. Someone with a fatwa hanging over him. Zuli sure gets out a lot.
Who's the friend?
Harcat, bookseller. Checks out okay.
Isn't that a bit low status for Zuli? Doesn't usually hang out with the glitterati. The Home Secretary's a big fan.
Oh, so that's why we're on this op. And with such high-level protection.
Showing how much the government disapproves of the fatwa.
There's only one thing that worries me. The last thing we want is to keep Zuli alive long enough for him to inflict another one of his novels on us.
What do you think, Danny?
My Urdu's a little rusty.
Harcat thinks I should consider renouncing what I wrote, and then the fatwa would be lifted.
But what about me? What would I do then?
Go back to breaking into foreign embassies or stitching up Greenpeace or whatever you were doing before.
If only you knew.
There must be a loose connection. E12.
Will, just give me a second with Danny.
I'll see you outside.
Danny. Danny. You should get some sleep.
Where are you going?
Go to a wedding.
Oh, you look great.
Listen, I'll be back on Sunday. Will you be okay?
Yeah. Zoe, I've been thinking about Tom, what he did. He was right. You've got to seize the day. I guess he thought he had to act. Get out while the game was good.
You know what I was thinking about?
No, not at all. It's just, you know how our job what we go through can only really be understood by someone who lives this life.
They have a particular understanding of it, of course.
No, it's more than that. And it's made me realize that we've been ignoring it, well, pretending there's nothing going on.
I'm with Will, Danny, you know that.
Zoe, look, this weekend, just think about what you really want. Who you really want.
You and Danny ever had a thing?
Why do you ask?
You just seem very careful, attentive around him. Like just now.
No. No, definitely not. I think he thinks he'd like to, no.
Oh.
It's okay, it's something for me to deal with. He's had a really bad week.
It's fine if you don't want to tell me. What the hell happened?
All the comms went down.
Zuli, where's Zuli?
He's fine, he's unhurt.
Harcat?
Superficial injuries, he's gone to the hospital.
Best place for him. There's more police than nurses in that place.
That wouldn't be hard.
Who did it? You're asking me? Well, how long have you got? Half the Muslim world wants me dead. Aren't you supposed to be protecting me?
We did. You're here. We protected you.
Yes, it is our job, and it was through a heightened sense of threat to yourself that we came on board. Whilst we deeply regret what happened...
Look, I arranged tea with a friend and the friend ends up getting shot. That's not what I call full protective surveillance. We might as well have just gone to Starbucks on our own.
Coffee.
Danny.
Starbucks. That would have been for coffee, not tea.
Anyhow, we do appreciate your coming here.
Good. Because you'll be pleased to hear I've already been in touch with the Home Secretary.
Oh, Sam, could you,
There's no need. I told the Home Secretary that from now on I'd organize my own protection. I have some boys outside already, ex-CIA.
Ex-CIA. I'm impressed. Oh, please don't stand there and say he's got a point. Over the river at 6. You guys may do things differently, but here, when we run...
He's got a point. And me, I'm here, not over there. But if Harry changes his mind, you can be the first to escort me across the river. Danny, this isn't about you. Your work was outstanding. You saved Zuli's life, but you were seriously compromised. We all were. I mean, somebody knew exactly where we were, when we would be there, how to get in, how to get away. Right. 2 things we need. Who did it, and what are they going to do next? And what happened then? Danny, what happened?
I fired 2 more. Missed. And tried to protect Zuli.
And the gunman?
He was crouched, and we started to exchange fire. There were books being shredded everywhere. It was like it was all happening slowly.
Harcat came straight across the gunman here.
Yeah, and took the hit.
Brave man. See, this is the crucial part. The gunman was in and he had a clear shot at Zuli here. And time. Why didn't he at least try and shoot him?
Because I started firing at him.
But when he had the chance... Ruth, I need some research done on one of the people involved.
Zuli.
No, he's been covered, and Zoe and Danny will be on the hitman. Now, I want you to check out our friend, the bookseller, Harcat. I sometimes think it's useful to look at an operation from a less obvious viewpoint. You know, cover all the bases. Harry tells me you're the soul of discretion.
Did he? Well, yeah. I try.
Good. Thought so.
Oh, and Tom. Sorry. God. So sorry. Adam, I assume that means that you don't want me to distribute my research to the rest of the office as normal.
That's right, Ruth. I'd also prefer if it came to me, Adam, rather than Tom.
Yes, yes, of course, Adam. Adam!
That's fine. Just do as he says. I brought Adam in to resolve the Tom problem.
And now you intend to keep him on?
I haven't decided. But whatever I decide, whoever joins the team, I still very much see you as one of the senior pros. To use an old cricket expression.
And Adam's what? Our new captain?
I don't know. I only know that I want someone from outside.
Right.
Harcat's application for citizenship.
That he wrote out when he applied for immigration.
What of it? Give me the highlights.
Well, it reads to me like a not very good legend. Something an MI6 case officer would make up. Seems too real to be real life, if you know what I mean. Adam.
Thank you, Ruth. I shall look into it. Danny, I want you to arrange protection for Harcat.
The bookseller?
Yeah, he's a witness. He may have seen the guy, know something. You never know.
Shouldn't I get onto special branch? I mean...
No, I want you to do it. Spend some time with him. Listen to him.
Okay.
Cheers.
You were very brave.
I went for him before he got you, that's all. You saw it, you were there. Why do they think I need protection?
I guess it's because you were the only one who saw the hitman, and he may come after you. Probably someone's heard some chatter on the wire somewhere.
You saw him too.
Maybe I need protection as well.
But who guards the guards then?
I think they expect us to be able to look after ourselves.
I'm happy to go and ask Mace, but we must be careful to remember that one swallow does not make a summer and all that.
I hate to put this on your shoulders, but...
Let me talk to him.
Why should I be interested in this man's immigration application? Does it now say visas and passports on my door?
Actually, it says Department of Livestock and Freshwater Fish.
There's no need to be facetious, Harry.
Oliver, this is the man who was hit when someone took a pop at our esteemed novelist, Zuli.
So what? Wrong time, wrong place.
To me, this application looks like something written by an analyst. One of those spotty MI6 mutants they keep in the dungeons at Vauxhall Bridge Road, beside where C grows his magic mushrooms.
Harry, we may not be able to see the massed red-coated ranks of England's finest piling across the field at Waterloo, but to all intents and purposes, we are at war. And you're asking me to check up on whether 20 years ago, some Mr. Harcat really was a trainee shelf stacker at the Karachi Pick and Mix.
I'll keep it simple. You oversee both 5 and 6. Is there anything you're not sharing about Harcat?
Of course not. Harry, we're on the same side. Don't you think that instead of pursuing this childish interagency rivalry, you should concentrate on trying to plug the gaps in your own security?
Meaning what?
As I hear it, the reason this poor chap got shot was that half of London knew Zuli's schedule.
So there's nothing that you're not telling me about Harcat?
My role is no longer operational. I just oversee.
Precisely. Everything goes across your desk. Anyone running operations within the UK without informing MI5 is playing a very dangerous and foolish game.
Which is why I explicitly forbid it.
The forensic boys found this under our wagon. It's a jamming device that could be triggered up to 500 meters away. It's what brought down the comms.
Thanks, Malcolm.
And there's a list of everybody that had access to Zuli's schedule.
MI6, Home Office, number 10, Cabinet Office, and most of the rest of Whitehall by the looks of it.
And there's a ton of security camera footage from the bookshop. You know, my guess is that the hitman checked out the bookshop at some point before. Just on the Iranians now. I've cross-referenced the footage from the bookshop with all our known hitmen. There's just 3 more Middle Eastern embassies left, and
then I'm left with the assorted mercenaries and nutcases.
Well, you might get lucky.
Go on then, Malcolm. Try your joke out. See if that brings us any luck.
Okay, right. Man walks into a doctor's surgery. Doctor, I've got a cricket ball stuck up my bum. Doctor says, how's that? Bloke says, don't you start. There's a good one about 2 ants and an elephant.
Wait. There it is. Finally, that's it. That's a match. Someone up there must like your joke, Malcolm.
Outstanding.
This is our main hitman suspect. His name is Sharaf Al-Youm. He came through Heathrow on a tourist visa a few weeks ago.
These were taken a week before the shooting.
Taken where?
On the CCTV in the bookstore.
Who is he and why is he on our database?
He's a big-time hitman with no particular allegiance that we know of to any of the groups or countries he's worked for. Bosnia, 96, where he spent his summer killing Serbs. Algiers. Apparently the regime was strapped for cash, so they paid him in kind. With a Russian military helicopter.
Land that in the back garden, the neighbors would know you mean business.
So he's a hired assassin. Chances are he'll try again. We need to find this man and who he's working for.
Will's asked me to go to a wedding with him.
When?
This weekend.
Whose is it?
It's his best friend from college, I think.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, but it's the first thing we've done in public together.
So you're going to get invited?
Well, he already has been.
I've always thought it a shame that the service has to be the first to know when we're serious about something.
Especially before they do.
It's okay, you can tell me.
You know, you've really got to promise not to tell anyone about these conversations.
Promise.
Okay. I have 4 or 5 full other identities. Now, the initials of the other names are usually the same as our own. That just makes it a little bit easier to remember. But they've all got different backgrounds, different jobs, different addresses.
And the people who work there and live there
will vouch for me as that person. So, say I'm going undercover as some, I don't know...
Zoe Reynolds. Zelda Ringbinder, the notorious drug thief.
OK, and the Medellin cartel want to send someone to check Zelda out. So somebody answers that phone, or answers that door and says, yeah, sure, she lives here, but she's not here right now. And I have credit cards, post, passport in that name at that address, you know, a whole past.
Do you ever forget who you're meant to be, Zelda?
Yeah, all the time. Ruth, where's Adam?
Had to dash out. Anniversary present for his wife.
Yeah. Go on.
We just had a tip-off from immigration. Al-Youm, the hitman. He's back in the UK. Just got off the Eurostar. He could be back to try again.
Okay, well, let's be ready for him then.
OK, our hitman. He came out of Waterloo, took the tube to Shepherd's Bush, and he's just picked up a car that was parked on West 12 Back Street. He's heading into town, along the Westway. I've got a tail on him on the Marylebone Road.
Deliberate decoy route.
Yeah, must be. Hope he's paid his congestion charge.
Ken will be cross.
Stand by next car. Next car's ready for rotation in 5 minutes.
Great.
Okay, stay with him.
Affirmative.
Where are you going?
Looks like our hitman's arrived at his destination.
Sam, message Danny and tell him I want him to get Harcat to a safe house and stay there.
Thanks, Danny. I appreciate the help. So, where are we going?
A safe house where we can keep an eye on you.
Will it be you?
Some of the time. I'll be doing shifts, you know.
What is it that is written at CIA headquarters? Isn't there a motto?
You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free.
So then, when do you set me free? So this isn't going to be over soon, is it? You do something for me.
Sure.
If I give you a list of books, could you please collect it from my shop?
Okay.
And if you fancy something, you can have it.
Thanks. I think there are probably rules about no freebies. There are about most things.
Al Yum took a circuitous route round to East London via the city, checking no one was on him.
Any blips?
None. We're putting surveillance and a technical team on his place. House opposite would be perfect.
Right.
Get whoever's in there out. Sharpish.
A holiday in the song competition usually works, sir.
Aren't I right in thinking, Mrs. Barnes, that you bought some garden furniture with your Visa card in April? A bench, right. That purchase automatically entered you into our free draw.
Well, I have some wonderful news. Get your suitcases and get packing.
If you need me to get some more books, it can easily be arranged.
No, I got what I need, thanks. But I'll tell you what I'm really itching to do. And that's to go outside.
That, I'm afraid, isn't so easy to pull off.
So they think I'm still under threat?
Yeah, possibly.
It's not my favorite feeling.
You sound like you've experienced it before.
Thanks.
Still nothing.
Nothing. Harry got nowhere with Oliver Mace.
Sometimes this happens. You get these lulls.
Doesn't make it any easier, though. I mean, look at this. This is all the surveillance footage since he arrived. What's he waiting for?
If there's anything more you need me to do, you just have to, you know, ask.
Danny. I've got this for you. I'm sorry for what Suli said in that meeting, but he was certainly not speaking on my behalf. And gratitude is not one of his things.
Clearly.
Please open it. If you don't like it, you can give it back to me or just sell it.
"1913 Wisdom. I've never even seen a 1913. How did you know?
I saw you notice them in my shop. And I knew that...
You like cricket?
I don't like it. I just love it. I used to play a lot in Islamabad, but I'm not in demand anymore. So I just watch it when I can and I collect wisdoms.
I have the whole set. The only one I don't have is...
The 1884.
Exactly.
The one that contains the obituary of John Wisden himself.
Aristotle famously referred to as what of life and how of life. And I learned both these things while playing cricket.
Thanks. You know, I've got a friend on the ground staff at Lord's. Maybe I could organize a private tour for us one of these days.
That would be wonderful.
Is there something about you I should know?
What all this history teaches me is that man learns nothing from his past. He just repeats it.
Thank you, sir.
But where did it come from?
It was delivered to Harry anonymously. Mohammed Khordad, leader of the Pakistani terrorist group The Path of Light, originated in Kashmir but have now extended their operations to include Southeast Asia. Certainly one of the most vicious and bloody groups we've dealt with.
Well, I think it was taken from an American spy plane, probably a Predator from about 25,000 feet somewhere over the Middle East. Now, apparently, even from that height, the cameras can read the letters on the side of a can of Coke.
Colin, what is the point of it being able to do all this stuff if you can't see the results?
We need to find out who Khordad's talking to.
The American embassy has an image enhancer. We should go there. This software is state-of-the-art. It maps the contours of the skull and then creates an image of the face.
Oliver Mason.
With Mohammed Khordad.
I doubt they're forming a book group, although with Mason you never can tell. My guess is it's some sort of deal. How about 2 swallows, Harry?
What are you talking about?
Do you think 2 swallows could make a summer? Anything you can bring to the table would be more than welcome. Like, what are they talking about?
So they know about my little chat with Khordad. Any idea how they got hold of the picture? You're probably right. These days, most people's idea of a secret is something you're only allowed to tell one person at a time. I want to know who's talking. Tell Six to put a team of watchers on Harry Pierce's lot and keep me fully informed.
The source behind the photo, she's willing to talk.
A deep throat?
Well, that's not a term I care for much, but yes. You'll understand she's not someone I can be seen anywhere near, but here's when and where you can meet her. None of it's negotiable, I'm afraid. She's taking a tremendous risk in helping us. If she's identified or even suspected...
Who is it?
Let's just say she's a very senior government official. Don't let me down on this, Adam. Because afterwards, I think we should talk about the future. You and MI5.
This is our chance to get a world exclusive on what went on between Mace and Khordad at the West Bank meeting. And maybe even find out if there's a connection to Al-Yum. And the contact who donated the photo has agreed to a rendezvous. They're the only person who knows what's being discussed and whether there's a link to our hitman Al-Yum and the events at the bookstore. No one can know this person has spoken to me. They're taking a massive risk here. So if I'm followed, it's imperative that we know who it is that's following me and that we lose them. This means Category A counter-surveillance. Zoe, I want you to run the route for me. If we get this right, we'll be able to nail this operation once and for all. Now, Danny, I know our hitman still hasn't moved so much as an inch, but...
Understood. Harcat, CQP, the day shift.
Okay, before the bridge, the sign is where?
The, Festival Pier.
This'll do.
Okay, Okay, now watch Adam carefully. He's one of the best. He made his name with this stuff in the Middle East. You get it wrong there and you spend the rest of your days hanging up on a meat hook somewhere up the Bekaa Valley. Remember, at the moment he's just Adam in a suit on his way to a business meeting in the city. He's not yet working a cover.
Are you all clear, Mike? Good.
Ready in position.
In position now.
Passing checkpoint 1, Mr. Owner. This footage is our control, logging all cars going through it 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after.
Okay. Blue Mondeo, reg number P506 LLM. The crossword's been started, telling him so far he's not been followed.
We've got 4 hours left to keep him clear before the meeting.
So they're using Adam, are they? Oh, well, he is good. With luck, he'll take us straight to whoever's talking. Excellent.
Where now? What is that needed to know?
You'll just have to close your eyes and count to 10.
Right, ready to go to phase 2. His next cutout.
Adam Carter, where are you off to? That's him. Oh, Adam, don't you have another hat? Now move in your watches.
Move 5, move 6, move 7, 8, 9.
That's right, Adam. All the way home.
Nothing, no matches.
Right, at this point, there's either no one following him or there's so many that they're not yet rotating. So, we force the issue and we go to a choke point. He can take the Millennium Footbridge. Tell him.
Move 7 and 8.
Absolutely.
Okay, it looks like he's clear. The other bridges, Sam, surrounding roads?
There's a number plate match.
Where? There might be nothing. Where did we first see it?
On the embankment by the obelisk.
People like that don't travel in cars together. Get the teams on the ground to follow our 2 friends here. Okay, now they must have a very big team if this is the first repeat that we've seen in 2 hours. It's got to be MI6. They're the only ones with this much manpower. Ruth, we've got to get a message to him. Tell him we think it's his old friends over at 6 doing the following. He probably trained those guys. Okay, ready for phase 3. His next cutout. Okay, we're beginning to run out of ideas here. They're all over us.
Okay, look, there's less than 3 hours. That's nothing. Should we tell Adam to abort?
No, it's today or we lose the source. Where's the next contact point?
Last stop, Eva.
It'll be the secretary. She'll have told him someone's on him.
Are we missing anything? Wait, go back. Here. Oh, very good, Adam.
He's heading down to the Jubilee line.
Good. Move 8 into position.
Keep them closed.
There'll be complaints, you know, sir.
Oh, you'll think of something. Tell them they were, I don't know, the wrong sort of doors.
Due to an earlier incident inside the station, passengers will not be able to alight this train. We apologise for any inconvenience.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, we've lost him, sir.
Damn you, Harry.
What did you just put in the bin?
A jammer.
All the signals are jammed. You must have got there. Thanks, sir.
So, what's the deal in the picture?
Primarily, it's the result of pressure from the multinationals with mining interests in that country. The terrorist Cordad is a much-feared man. With him on their side, they'll get what they want.
And what do we give Cordad in return? What's our part of the deal?
Harcat.
What do you mean?
You don't know who he is.
My friend left us these. Shall we?
Ayman Harcat has not always been a bookseller. He came to the UK about 5 years ago from Pakistan, where he worked for Khordad and the Path of Light as their top engineer.
Until?
Something happened, he got caught out, they turned him. Took a while for his conscience to kick in, but eventually became a double agent for MI6. Anyhow, after a year of running him, it got too hot, so they exiled him and relocated him here. A few years later, and it's all changed. Our government, in its infinite wisdom, decides that it now needs the previously unspeakable Khordad as their new best friend, from terrorist to ally. The fact that Harcat knows the novelist Zuli makes it even more perfect. A meeting could be arranged, the hit could happen, and it could all be made to look like a botched attempt to kill the novelist.
And after the hit failed?
They went back to Khordad to try and get a new deal, but they didn't manage it. He simply threatened to go over to the French.
They're going to try and hit Harcat again?
As they see it, they've got no choice.
Same gunman, Al-Yum?
No. No, he's now the decoy. It'll be someone else. I don't know who and I don't know where, but it will be soon. The reason I'm here, the reason I passed on the photograph, is that I disapprove of what's going on. This is being done more for the corporations than for anyone else. Their hold over our foreign policy grows by the hour. It's not something I approve of.
Tails?
Tails.
Well filled.
Zoe, I was right. Harcat is the target.
Stay on the line. Malcolm, warn Danny. Haracat's the target.
I'll check his itinerary.
Okay.
Al-Yum is a decoy. They're using another hitman.
Yeah. Danny, I have something very important to tell you. But after this, everything can wait for cricket.
Listen, Adam, okay, there's a problem. Danny said he was going to the safe house, but via Lord's. It's logged in his itinerary. But they must still be there, or his phone's off, or something.
Get somebody, a groundsman, anyone, I don't care.
Picture the scene. The ground is full. You need 4 for your 100 and to win the test. Right arm over.
Can't get through to Danny or Lords. The lines are still down.
Can't better watch this. His phone's been jammed.
We've got 5 units on their way.
There's Adam.
There's the car there.
think if Tom had been here, things would have been different. Harcat might still be...
No. No, nobody could have foreseen this.
You're probably right.
You know what, Danny? Everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah, whatever happens, it'll still be you and me.
Do you know how Harcat behaved when he worked for them? Before he got a conscience and came over to us?
I was in Karachi at the time.
And it wasn't a pleasant sight?
Not much there was. We had taken on a responsibility to protect Harcat. We made a deal. If we so disapproved of him, then you shouldn't have been in business with him in the first place.
The deal with him was superseded by another. We gave Cordard our word as well. Just wait and see. Who's to say that Haracat's life isn't worth all the lives that will be saved by befriending the new, improved Cordard? If you're asking me, is there at present anything we shouldn't do to achieve our ends? Then frankly, I don't know. Post 9/11, we made a decision that nobody was to be off limits anymore. Look around at what's been happening since Iraq. We're up against it. We can't say anymore, this we do not do. In the long term, it will be proved right as a strategy.
Whose long term are we talking about?
Before you get on your hobby horse, Harry, think about this. Do you think we did this alone without help from Langley?
And that justifies it. Part of the reason for all this trouble is that most Americans think anything east of the Hudson is like those blank spaces on medieval maps where they drew in a monster and wrote, "Here be dragons." You seriously believe Cordard will stay with us, keep his promises? As I was leaving, we were getting reports of explosions in Peshawar. It looks like them, and this is with the ink barely dry on the deal.
That could have been anybody.
If you people continue like this, there isn't going to be any long term for any of us. Not that I can see.
Oh, Harry. 6 would quite like to get Adam Carter back. Isn't the loan period up?
No. It's over when I say it is. Besides, I'm thinking of making it more permanent. They're right about one thing, though. He is rather good.
Thanks for stopping the tube for me.
I want you to keep working with us, Adam. I'll try and make sure it's not too often against your old crowd.
Yeah, well, you'd have thought there were enough enemies in the world without creating our own.
There are 2 spooks hiding out in the woods. One MI5, one MI6. After a while, they realise they're being chased by a bear. So they start to run. After a bit, the MI5 guy stops, takes off his boots, and puts on his running shoes. So the MI6 guy looks down and goes, "Well, what are you doing? What, you think you can outrun a bear?" To which our guy replies, "No, but I can outrun you. I told you I was no good at jokes."
Now you're going to tell me that that story was true, and that was you.
It's the government's policy not to comment on intelligence issues.
Oh, well, I wouldn't know about that, but, you know, you're with me now, and what happens elsewhere other times is just that. Bear or no bear.
I know that now. After today, I know that.
When my love swears that she is made of truth, I do believe her, though I know she lies. Therefore, I lie with her, and she with me. And in our faults by lies, we flattered be.
Shakespeare's Sonnet 34. Oh, it's an MI5 favourite.
You don't know all.
You know what, Will? With you, I'll always tell you the truth. As long as you promise to always laugh in the right places.